this will finally.
So you select all of them.
1, 2, 3.
Go up. Where is that? I think it was already installed. Go up.
As it is, no. As you get.
It's config which is
The application with
Config.
Scroll up.
Planetary cast.
Once we import it, go back.
As is here.
मैले कहाँ त्यो मिस्टेक के लेखा छु भने एप्लिकेसन एक्सटेन्डलाई एकै ठाउँमा लेख्ने एकाबाट चिन्दैन एकाबाट चिन्दैन लेख्ने कहाँनिर चिन्दैन बस्यो भने स्टेट
So where is it? Let me see. Go back to the error. So that happens when you do what exactly?
Okay.
Where are you? So what action did you do?
I am I find this application finder came and
What's close?
right click,
Close.
close, okay.
Right click.
Application find it's fine. When I try to right click, retrieve. Again,
Go to the other one.
this one right click, retrieve. Okay.
Okay. Another becomes true. So sim done?
Yeah, done. So I'll put the references from client.
No, you stop there. For this. Oh, fine. Let me try to see what the error is saying. When no, it's okay. Just when you do, let's see, when you get to here, when you try to open this,
Yeah, open the finder items.
VD application. Okay, so this is where your error is. You come here. You come to VD client. VD client. Still have reference to what? To ext. Remove this. Okay.
Okay.
You see? Computers don't lie. Do they lie? So you close.
Now again the lock.
So because we've closed, I don't think there's a lock.
Yes, there is a lock. Let's do like this. Cancel. And let's insert a new and try to open that. Find and open new one.
No?
Yes, that will be.
No, you need to unclean synchronize. You change the source.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you want to be so fast?
I have kept
Unclean
these
synchronize. You need to unclean synchronize. You're being extremely fast, which is good but dangerous sometimes. Go to the client.
client.
Yes, just the one on client. Yeah, unclean synchronize.
Ask you to find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Then start. Client.
One is client.
Only client, yes. You not close the. What is that? Evernote. Evernote. Ah, okay.
You are trying to run that. Or risky.
Typing in 20.
Application.
Try.
Yeah, okay, it should work.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, that's the issue.
Yes. So,
मैले एडफर्म भन्ने ट्याग
we're in a state where
त्यसले
this group 1, group 2, I'm happy that you are able to do the work on the extension interview. So, there you have two assignments. One group is going to work on the serial document. Another group is going to work on the staff reference table.
Staff reference table. One group with
the serial document, serial management.
serial management.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Serial, that is the easiest.
One serial document and another is.
I want you to work on, because you're working with Nutrien, you work on the serial management. We do that together. Then you need to be this class today. You're going to be you'll be the assignment. So the two of you work together.
Okay.
Okay. It is the same. But just so let me just show you one example of the serial system. Serial management. So say for instance, this is a live or not. A serial document basically, you can maintain this result you're seeing on the screen. Every time there should be a counter. There should be, so the first serial is 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06. So the screen is going to be the same, but when we get to that class, when we get to, when is that? I'm going to show you a better way of handling the serial management. This other one, the old one that was used in this document is called what we call the logs. Have you had office logs, serial logs?
Serial logs?
You've had errors with logs. Like the office
M1, something like that.
where something is locked. People cannot access because there's a lock in the database.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Have you had any problem with serial documents being locked?
Yes.
Why is
Yeah,
that?
yes, sometimes sad locks and we unlocked it.
Sad locks, yes.
Yeah.
And now that problem has been solved by the class that I'm going to show you guys on Thursday.
Serial
No.
number.
We haven't used that.
No, okay, let me speak again. The problem you have, that you had with the logs,
Yeah.
the treatment to that problem, or the solution to that problem will be sorted out on what?
Serial
On
number.
day 4. Okay? We'll go through that class and then I'll be able to sort that out. Or I'll be able to show you. Then you can make changes to that, the modules you have in the file. Okay? So, as the ref installed on the two groups, laptop, group 1 and group 2. Which is group 1?
Group 1?
Good one.
And
Group 2.
Okay. Okay, we are working on the serial document. I told you, let me just do a recap. It went out. I told you we are working on the reference module. And what we are going to do is we'll start with building the reference table, stroke module. We'll still maintain the same structure, the shared, the server, and the client. This is going to be the same structure, but now the types of classes that we are going to extend will be totally different. Okay? This reference modules have special classes that have been configured for it in the Exoclass library and extended by the UN, our team, to enable that to conform to the historization. So in the home folder, it will still be the same. The print.xml does not change, all modules, basically giving you the table structure of your module. The install.src also will not change, it will just basically help you know the document library and then configuring the binder for you to be able to install the module. What is going to change, what is going to be different is the Kubernetes file. This is going to be very key. If you understand this, then any other thing about the serial, the reference table will be very simple for you. So we'll go step by step, and what I'll do is basically, I will give you I think it's better I first give you an overview.
Okay.
Overview. But now, since I don't have code, I'll just explain. And after explaining, then I'll explain using my source. So you don't get confused like Friday. Because Friday what I did, I gave you all on the phone. And then I was commenting out. I told you to not ignore the comments, but you did not ignore actually. Okay, let me just do a recap of our objective. Our objective today is to add the lookup for books in the application. This is our overall objective. Okay, should be able to select and then you have the title of the book there. Okay? Okay, custom rows and then you have the title of the book there. So, what that means is that we will have to create a reference document, a reference table called, you can call it anything. What is this saying? I'll check that out. So you'll have this. This is the reference document you have. It is structured differently. Up here you have a table. You've seen this. So basically I will not talk so much about the design. Yes, so I'll just go straight into the source. Normally, it's good practice. It's good practice if you're creating a new module, you create the reference table, the reference document in that module, that particular module. But what some countries do is that if they want to create reference tables, they add it directly into the ASREF. The challenge with that is that if you're going to do, let's say, an upgrade and you get a source from the UN data source, there will be issues with base projects, the base projects. But if, let's say, you added your reference table in your module and there is a change on the UN source and you've not tempered so much with your ASREF, the migration is easy, normally. So, we are still working on the ASLib. So this is my ASLib where I've made changes. So you have the server, the shared, the client, and then we have the SOM. When I talk about the SOM, by now you know that the SOM is at the server side. If I talk about go to SOM, you should not go to the client or shared. Know that it's server side folder. So I'll take you through the code. We'll basically start with the shared. In the shared, okay. If I tell you, okay, another convention that we have is that when we are creating, when you're adding a document in the module, say for instance, extension. If I'm adding another module, let's say for instance, extension, I'm going to create another library, another package. Say extension here. EXT. So if I'm creating another one, I will still do the same. Okay. You don't put everything in this package. Okay. So take note. Take note. And then the same thing then happens here. So you maintain the EXT. So basically what this would be means that you do something like this. Doors, server, okay? Together. So you do this. This is a structure if I'm adding a new document. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. So this evening, when you're adding a new reference table e-document, you make sure that you create a new package to contain that. It makes it easy for us to like edit. In case, say for instance, someone has gone on a mission and wants to be able to sort out something, you can just look through the source and you know exactly what each does. So, reference tables. So basically, the structure. In the shared, we have the constant files and then the DOM. Okay.
Yes.
Now in the constant file, it's a bit slightly different. In the constant file, what we've done is that for you, in order for you not to be very, very confused with what is happening, we maintain the column name and the data field name to be consistent, the same. Okay? So I have book ID, book title, book author. Now this you need to make them the same. From the E to the table connector to the grade.xml. Just maintain them such that you don't make any confusion. Now, this is the column data fields. I have not added the other two for okay. So this is what we have. We have this. The book ID, book title, book author. Now I told you I made a change on this. This I've put valid from and valid to. So you correct this valid from and valid to. Okay? So valid from and valid to are already, there is already an inbuilt constant in the reference table management in subclass. So I don't need to define them. Okay? So a value 2, let me just show you. A value 2 is represented by a constant in the field called valid. What? We have a valid from and valid to. So I don't need to define them, I'll just reuse what is existing, okay? Clear? So I've maintained, so for you, for your example, you may just, if you don't want to get confused with this, you just also do valid from, and this time what you do is you get it from here, sorry, yeah, thanks. Dot. I'm also being fast like you. Valid from, and then let's do this. So you can maintain, you can also do something like this. So you have the column names here, and then the labels. Now this labels, the label is going to correspond to the screen. What you see on the user side, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Now, we go to the DOM. The DOM is slightly different because now this time the DOM is structured differently. So this is where I need you to just take it slowly, be able to understand it. Now, if you note, in the other e-document, we are extending from the K document. Okay? Directly. Now, I told you the reference historized tables are special tables. So there's a lot of work that has happened on them. Now, the superclass, when you step into this also inherits from K document. But there's a lot of work that has happened. Let me just show you. If you step through here, step through here, but you check that, you also get it from K document, okay? But a lot of work has happened in it. Clear? Not clear? Into? Okay. So let me not get to that. So just take it as the AW80. So what we need to do now here is we will add the column. We're just adding the columns. Valid from and valid to are special fields. Okay? So I'm explaining. We will go through this step by step and then you'll see that it's making a bit of sense. Okay? Now, in here, okay, something that I did not show you in the e-document handling is the issues of validation. I think package time I'll basically go through, I'll be able to explain to you. One thing I wanted to do is to give you just small, not so much, so that you understand the general concept. Then I'll give you some other additions on even the e-documents. But now, for the reference table, it's important that you have it there. Now, the add cell verifier is what you do is that, say for instance, I'll be explaining to you by example. Like this. So come here, then open. Okay. So if I add a new record, if I click like this validation here is happening because of this add non-empty rule. What I'm saying is I want these fields to all be, I want them to be having records. Okay? Do you get that part?
Yes.
Everyone?
Mm-hmm. This field will not be empty.
Okay? Everyone?
Yes, yes.
You get that? So, the add non-empty rule is saying, I want this rule to check that the value that the user has entered, okay, the user has entered something. It's not empty, okay?
What is the name of it? Buddha flight to building?
Simara.
Simara. That's the name of this town.
No.
Airport.
30 kilometers.
Okay, so Simara basically. Learning geography.
Okay, so I want the example I've showed you here. We have now. The table has more than there's valid from and valid to. I'm not going to valid from and valid to are special fields. So I'm going to talk about 3 columns mainly: book ID, book title, and book author. The other 2 implies they exist. Okay, so in here. But what this thing is doing, I decided to make it. I told you it checks that the records exist in the text box. If the records do not exist in the text box, then it will fire an exception, a warning to raise an error to the user. So, what this is doing is that I'm putting an exception. If, let's say, for instance, you want some fields to be optional. Okay. Now here I have a book author. I'm saying if I get the column ID of the book author, if that field
Is not
book author, then apply the validation. Meaning that
For all.
if it is book author, don't apply.
For all other, you have to.
Yes. You get the logic. Eh?
Yes.
So meaning that if it is book author, there is no validation. That is the exception I've done. I've skipped the book author validation. Okay. So the structure is simple.
That means validation is done automatically for all fields.
Yes,
And
you
are
have
just
to apply
skipping
this.
to one of them.
Yes, I'm skipping one of them. Yeah, you summarize that very well. So,
No. Is that the case?
mm,
No, we are adding the rule right here, except to the book author.
yes, you are saying the same
Yeah.
thing. The 2 of you are saying the same thing.
If you should select any verify about.
होइन पहिला डिफल्टमा भेरिफाई गर्ने होइन कि भेरिफाई गर्न हामीले यहाँ कोड लेखायो क्या
You're saying the same thing. Yeah,
No.
please.
Yeah.
Whatever you said first is right. Whatever you're thinking now may be wrong. They say normally when you're doing exam, online assessment, they say the first thing that comes into your head is normally the correct one. So they've seen many students changing from the right answer to the wrong one, than from the wrong answer to the right one. Okay, so whatever you thought, fine. So now here is where you're doing the adding the column. Okay? Now this is adding these column fields. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Adding this 1, 2, 3. Now valid from and valid to is included automatically by Socrates framework. Okay? So I'll come here. This is where I should be able to write, take notes. If you want to take notes, please. So, this add restriction, okay, is what you see here. Like this restriction, let's see for instance, I'll just, from now restriction, interval restriction, now restriction. You see? Valid from, now, restriction, date interval. Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Interval restriction, and then valid today. Valid today is the now restriction. Okay. Now this is being done here. If you commented it out, when you go to your hotel, you can play around with this. You can comment all. You can have one. You will just. Now if I start commenting out, you will be like private. Okay. Then there's what we call the set row limit. Okay? Now the set row limit enables you to do one thing. Come again, explain.
Reference optimum you can do in your book idea.
Yes, and why do we do that? That is correct. Why do we do that?
Why do we do that? One thing to do this one, this row, another for pop-up menu.
Oh, not quite convincing, but almost there.
We are limiting because the number of rows might be very large.
Yeah,
So that we cannot
yes, yeah.
load all.
Yes, almost got it right. The concept was there, but just like that. You can have by default there is a default value that is given. That's why sometimes when your reference tables grow so much and you search, some records will not appear on that list. So if you want them to appear on that list, then you have to up it and either increase this limit or reduce it. So you have to set it here in order for that the rows that appear on that table to appear. Then I've already explained this part. Okay. Now I will just get back to here. Now for this training we're not going to look at this. The defined cost implementation HD model. Now I showed you an example of one of the reference tables. Reference tables. I explained to you this. When I was talking about the reference tables with two columns for points. Okay, this will explain to you. We have this view, okay? Yes. So the defined cost implementation HT model is for, say for instance, if I'm adding a reference table and I want it to get information from another reference table. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
you want it to reference another reference table. So for instance here, we have the customs office and mode of transport. So it has reference of what? Two tables. One is from the customs office, another one is from the
Mode of
mode of
transport.
transport. You can write this down. Yeah. So when I click I want to add new, I am able to get another lookup here. And I'm able to do what? Get another lookup here. So all that information is going to be in the cross implementation HT module. But for our example, we're not going to do that. Okay? So we move ahead. Then we'll come to this server side. The server side is not that very much different. So let me start with the PC. The tempo connector is basically the same.
So you can see the two default fields.
Yeah. The two default fields are here. Valid from and valid to. And then you're specifying the primary keys. I told you that you have to at least two primary keys. And one of them has to be the valid form. For the concept of what? Historization. Historization has to do with dates. So that's valid from today or valid from tomorrow. So that is done here. So you're specifying this, then set participating in search, make it certain. Okay. So I'll go to the server binder. We will do all of this together. I'll take it bit by bit. Then we'll be able to do that. Okay. So I'm now at the S class. You realize S class is no longer getting the. We had DCF. Server binder. Now we are getting from SAW history table edit. This class. Okay? So the structure is almost the same. We have the press valid operations, the define binder, and define server. Okay, this is new. What we don't have is the DPP.
Yeah.
Okay? Because now we are not working with the GCF document. The GCF has a kind of a processing power. And here you're not doing that, you're just inserting records. Okay? So this is the server editor, basically showing the column and the time. Some kind of okay, let me just do something. We have got the column name, the shared editor, and here we have the server editor. And you have to make sure that for consistency's sake, if you really want to get this right the first time, first don't over experiment. Don't over experiment. Once you've understood the basic concept, then you can experiment, okay?
Yeah.
So the trick is make sure that the column names and the field names are, data field names are the same, consistent. Okay? Okay, then here we are just doing the normal binding. We are binding the table. We're adding the table name. So this is what you've already seen. I would probably just do it like this. And you are seeing this. And okay, we got okay. This one too. I'll explain to you the lower part. So you would do that. I'll explain to you the lower part. So this is adding the table connector to the document. So the lower part is where we reference another binder, the log binder, another document. The lower part now is the one we give to this. Remember what I was showing you about the history?
Yeah. Supervision.
Supervision.
User
Reference. Yes.
user.
The logs. So whatever activity that I perform on this document, get to be log here. Get to be log
Okay.
here. So you could be right. Actually, I think you're right. So basically, what you would do is if you wanted the power edit low, then probably add this reference to be fire and okay. I'll just try to research on that, but I think it is possible. Because here, what we'll do. Okay. Yes. So it's simple. We'll get the power edit operation here, and we give an ID, and we trigger every time a power edit operation has happened, we fire the login. You want the login to take place also in power edit?
Yes. Yeah.
So you trigger it here, you add it here, you bind it here, then you will be able to trigger power edit. Simple. Now this is going to be your assignment. Add it in the assignment. So I've explained the server, I've explained the share, okay? So the client. The client side is also a bit different in the editor. So the document connector of the client document to something, it's basically the same. Want to implement some rule, want to generate a print PDF, you'll implement it here. Okay? You'll do your create your client rule and then you bind it to it. So we come to the visual document. This is also different. It's a bit different. So here, what we're doing is we're adding the column, and then we're columns, and then we're giving it special. This is what I told you for the format of the fields. Okay? So you have to make sure that this is consistent. And this is not the right way of doing it, finding the value directly. You have to reference it in the special file. Remember where you're getting the date from. You remind me when when you are done with this, I think a bit tomorrow, not for today. I'll just explain to you about this tomorrow. So for now, you can specify the content format like this. And then the date pattern is what is specified here. If you want to override this, you can override it and change. So the normal date pattern is this. This is the pattern. So if you want to make any change in the date pattern, instead of getting this directly, you can get your date pattern. Okay? Okay, so that is just basically specifying the pattern of this. So then we come to the VB. Okay, we're getting health fields. Okay, we're getting health fields. Now we're using the k-text field. Now you shall use the k-text field. Then the k pop-up box is what we are using for the dates. Okay? Then instead of handling, we're going to use a basic constructor for the VB and UN popped up. We'll just take this. Instead of getting the template I will probably on Thursday or Friday I'll show you where to get it from. But that is not very important in the concept of the reference table. Then you already know this. You know how to put the coordinates. This one won't change. These are the same. So you see how simple it is? It is simple. It is. You understood the e-document. You know the server is shared, then there's the client. You know that there is a DOM that you need to manipulate. Okay? So the concept is once you cannot start by understanding this, then understanding that. It is first the e-document, you've understood the e-document, you've created the D extension. I know now this is simple for you to understand. I know. That's what I think. So I've explained to you the code. Okay? So now we'll get to the other part. Now the insert SRC does not change. So basically, this you've done that for the extensions. Okay? Then the binder. So you add it just also like that. You still reference the same file, same thing. This other part, I'm more than sure that you know it. Okay? Okay. Now we just come to the other. Now the config file that I said requires a bit of understanding. I'll explain to you. Then we'll start work. Okay? Now in the config file, there is a special way of handling the Israel's tables in the config file. There are basically 3 files that you need to pay attention. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. For every module, if you are going to add the 3rd module, these 2 files, I'll just edit them, and then I'll add a new module, a new property file for the other module. Meaning that if I'm going to add now for staff, let's say for instance, I'll just copy this. Eventually, when you understand the concept file, you will be allowed to do this. Okay? So you will add this, but you will update this too. You don't create this tool for each module. I don't know whether you're getting it. You get me? You leave this the way it is, right? Just add another property file and then you update this tool accordingly. Okay? Okay. So what we will do first of all is I explained to you. Remember what we did, what I explained about adding this to this. You add UN as a ref. You add this hash include. Okay. The hash include is telling Soclass that load, get whatever property values here and put it in the scope of the application. Okay. So we shall also do the same to link these 3 files to this UN as lib, the module properties. We will add the UN as lib.ref into this file and we'll add it what here. We shall explain that when we're doing it. We'll do step by step. One on step by step. So you add it here, and then so I will get into that file. Now that file has a special special properties, special fields, special records. Now, what should be of interest to you is now here. Okay, this is now defining connections to the database. Here is defining connection to the database, URL, username, and password. The table name, okay, Jane book tab, and now these are the fields, the HT fields. Now I want you to pay attention here. Now, these fields, you have to write them, edit them manually. So this is where you need to be very, very careful. And the trick is this. Okay? So each of these fields must correspond to the indexes of what? Of the table. Okay? So the book ID. Okay? The book IDN here is the first column of our field, and we have that's a special column, the primary key. Okay? Then we have the valid form. Now this is where you will not ask me a question like what does that column represent. Now this is what we call what do you call it? did the template or the architectural structure of some class. Why they have adopted this, I don't know, but this is what you should know. The column and the valid form. You maintain this concept, this architecture in the style. And then the valid too, which should be greater than,
Valid form.
yes. For its validity, the value should be less than the specified date. And then the other column. So if I have another column, so I have the book title and the book author. If I have another column, I will just add it like this. I'll make sure I add it like this in the part. If there's another column called in the part. Okay? I will add it like this. This will correspond to what is on the
Table.
table. So the trick is you don't type this from scratch. Just copy it from what is existing and edit it. Okay? For you to be able to know that you put a new guide is when you start the application, and then it's either working or not. For now, here I can be able to read and see, and I know that there is an error. There is a column. They are special. These are ordinary columns. See? These two are ordinary columns. 1 and 2. Okay? If I had two primary keys, like say 2 code fields, like the office and the mode of transport, the reference fields would be highlighted here. I will probably highlight this one as another one or something of this sort. Okay? Okay, let's just speak to this. Now, this. Then of course the last part of the property file is also here. Now, this is basic. This is the table name. These are connections to the database. Okay. Then this HT name is also very special. This is what we shall use. This is if I have another e-document and I want that e-document to reference my reference table, I am going to use it. I'm going to call the UN the HT name that I've specified to reference it. Okay? Okay? Now, who can explain to me this? We break for lunch or we continue? We break for lunch or we can continue? You still good? We're good? I think you're bored because I'm talking so much. I know you guys are very practical. You want to chat with people. Okay, what this file is. Okay, I'm going to explain to you. This is basically I'm not yet. When you if you had read the tutorials, you should have been able to
Encounter this one.
yes. So what this is doing is I explained to you about the log editor.
Yeah.
There is this property file called the log binder. Now that log binder, what I'm saying is that pick the information, access this binder, and I'm just saying that this is the detail for this binder. It's like a property lookup field. I'm saying it comes here, SR log binder. This server role, SR binder, telling it, go to the property file and pick the value of this log binder. This is an attack finder to be able to
Not to
retrieve. I think on a Thursday class we'll be talking about accessing. This is an example of accessing details of another e-document. You have one e-document, you want to access details of another e-document, or you want to manipulate another e-document. This is one example of it. You have the table log. You have the. You have this e-document, and you want to perform some activity here and update that e-document. Okay? that is an example, and I think we'll handle it for her on Thursday. I think Thursday or Friday. Okay, so we will get back to Eclipse. Okay, Eclipse.
Now back to Eclipse.
Yeah, back to Eclipse.
After 5
After
minutes.
Huh?
5-minute break.
Okay, 5-minute break, relax. Now you know what you have to do. That is building the reference table.